Look down. Make sure your feet are touching the floor. You're gonna look for that imaginary line and make sure that one foot is not further in front of the other foot. Good. Press the heels down, lift the toes up, spread the toes nice and wide, gently place them back down onto the floor, and then start to rock a little forward and back on those sits bones. So trying to come out of what your default is. And when you do the opposite of what your default is, you're going to feel a really good stretch there, right? So if you're someone who leans forward, the rounding of the back feels really good. If you're someone who rounds, the arching of the back should feel really good. All right, find that neutral, beautiful. Roll the shoulders back and down, pull the elbows down and in. Let your eyes close. With the eyes closed, observe, notice if you are kind of sticking your chin out in front of you. You're going to pull it back a little bit and down. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And then start with your 3 cleansing breaths. So 3 times, just breathing in through the nose, open the mouth, sigh deeply through the mouth. Of course, after you take those sighs, letting the breath just come in and out through the nose. Also remembering if your nose is ever stuffy, you're welcome to breathe through the mouth as an alternative. Maybe perhaps just observing the fact that you're breathing, observing where it touches the body. Parts of the body are moving with the in breath, parts of the body are moving with the out breath. Perhaps setting an intention for the class, the day, the week, the month. And then before you open your eyes here, just noticing if any part of your seated mountain pose has shifted. Are you moving back to default? Are you still pressing through the heels or the shoulders still back and down? The back, the neck, still elongated. Beautiful. Go ahead and let the eyes start to flutter back open, coming back into your space. And we are coming right into barrel rolls. So remember, barrel rolls, you are making a circle here with the waist, with the belly button, you might think. Good. And make it slow, right? You don't need to rush through it. When you slow it down, you can feel a little bit more where you're tight, where you're too loose. There is such a thing as hypermobility. Good. You're going to reverse it, go the other direction, just as slow. And maybe noticing if this direction is the same in those places of tightness, or if it's shifted, it's different. Great. All right. Come back to center. You're going to bring your feet wide as your hips will comfortably allow you to go. And we're going to stay on one side and then we'll go to the other side afterwards. So you're going to place your right forearm just on your right thigh here. I want you to start by getting the alignment. So naturally, we usually collapse forward with this left shoulder. Okay. So I want you to pull the left shoulder back, pull the left ribs back. Okay. And then you're going to reach that left arm down towards the floor, reach the fingertips really strong. And then you're going to inhale and just reach that arm up, maybe towards the head, just depending on what's good for your body right now. And you're going to exhale and you're going to bring it back down. So as you're inhaling, the palm is facing up. As you're exhaling, you flip it over, the palm is facing down, but fingertips are engaged. Now also press down through the heels again. A lot of times we probably forgot to continue to do that. Notice if that changes anything for you. Right. This next time that you reach the arm up, you're going to stay there. Good. Reach a little bit more, right? Reach with the fingertips and then press the left sit bone down into the chair a little bit further. Yep. Breathe into that left side body. You got it. Good. Keep pressing the left sit bone down and then start to make circles going backwards, around, and then back. Good. Good for a little shoulder mobility here. Also a nice back stretch, a nice chest stretch, kind of gets that whole upper left side of the body. And bring yourself back up to center. Good. Place both of your elbows onto your thighs here. If you need to bring your feet together a little bit more, you can. And you're just going to round your back, let your head drop here. Go ahead and take 2 or 3 sighs, right? And I want you to feel where you relax in this space. And after those 3 sighs, you're going to roll yourself all the way back up. Good. If you had to bring your feet together to get the elbows on there, bring them back apart. Place your left forearm down onto the left thigh here. Good. Get the alignment right first. So you want to pull the right shoulder back. You want to pull the right ribs back. Okay. And then reach the right arm down, fingertips strongly engaged, reaching towards the floor. As you inhale, reach that right arm up, maybe over. As you exhale, drop it back down. Right. So you are lifting that right arm just as high as is good for your body in this moment. A lot of times I like to say in this moment because what you did 5 minutes ago, what you did yesterday, what you did last week can be very different. Plus, we've been working on mindfulness here for quite some time, several weeks. So that is all about present moment awareness. Great. Next time you reach that right arm up, keep it up. Good. Reach, reach, reach those fingertips. Lovely. Very good. Press the right sit bone down. Yep. So we tend to lean over. Keep that right sit bone pressing down, heels pressing down. And then you'll start to make circles. So just circles going backwards and then forward and around. As that arm is going down towards the floor, if you slow it down, you can get a really nice neck stretch there too. I know a lot of times I receive requests for neck stretches, so you can incorporate that. And release that. Awesome. Come back to center. We'll do our shimmy twist since our legs are already open. So heel the hands on top of the thighs, fingertips inside the thighs. As you exhale, drop one shoulder forward and down. You inhale, bring it back up. Beautiful. And then going to the other side. Right. Slow, slow, slow. And just remember the slower you go, the more you can feel. And that's really a big part of what yoga is about. Yes, we're doing this to bring peace of mind. We're doing this to learn relaxation techniques, to stretch our body, to strengthen our body, right? But all that happens when you pay attention to each passing second. Uh, and do one more on each side. Good. After you do one more on each side, you're coming back to center. All those stretches there were for people who've been doing lots of moving and awkward twisting. That's right. Good. All right. Reach the arms out. Knees are back to hip distance apart. Good. You're going to take your right arm, swing it over, touch your left arm. So you're in like a little kind of awkward twist. As you inhale, you're going to slide it open and across. As you exhale, you're going to bring it back. Good. So if any of you attend the floor yoga class, we do this a lot when we're laying on our back, or actually we're kind of laying on our side. And then we open this up into that twist, right? Another version. Good. One more. After you do that one more, we're going to the other side. Left arm comes across and then sweep it open. Exhaling as you close, inhaling as you open. So you can always just remember anytime you're opening the chest, that's when you breathe in. When you're closing the chest, that's when you breathe out. I don't know if anyone's ever done archery before, but sometimes I like to pretend that I'm like pulling back a bow here, bow and arrow. And last one. Of course, I will also say I've never done that in my life. I've always wanted to try archery, but so I just pretend. I pretend. All right, let's roll those shoulders out a few times here. Good. All right, so my plan today um, has been full body. So I want to get a little bit of the legs going, and then we'll stand up here. So reach your right foot out in front of you. You're going to flex the foot. Lift your chest up nice and tall, right? If you're like me, you need to scoot forward a little bit because your thigh gets in the way of that chair. Awesome. Inhale, reach the arms nice and high. As you exhale, fold forward. And then you're slowly going to bring yourself all the way back up. Reach the arms high. Good. And exhale and bring it back down. Your breath, your pace here. Good. And I just want to say, Heather, you are doing more than just getting there. This is huge, huge, drastic improvement and change from when you were going out to the side and now you're up. Very, very nice, girl. Good. Last one. Beautiful. Then we'll come to the other side. So this kind of gets the arms too, even though we're focusing on the legs. All right, left leg out in front. Same, same. Inhale, reach those arms. Good. Exhale, fold it forward and slide it back up. Beautiful. And last one here. After you do that last one, we'll meet. Take your time. Love it. All right. So you're going to scoot back just a little bit back to the middle of your chair if you did scoot forward. Okay. Because your weight is going to move a little bit forward. So I want you to do a little knee hug. You can do this a couple ways. You can grab behind your thigh like this. Okay. If you have the ability to grab around your shin, that can make you go a little bit deeper. You bring the knee in. Good. You breathe. Little hip cramp there. Yeah, I gotcha. All right, roll those shoulders back. Keep the chest nice and high. Awesome. Release that down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So either grabbing under the thigh or grabbing around the shin. We haven't done these in a long time. I don't know. Most of you probably remember I used to start most of the chair yoga classes doing this. It's been a long time since we did it, but it's a good one. It's a nice gentle stretch for the back. Good. Release that. All right. So let's give Myrna a little stretch for her hip real quick before we go to the next one. So we'll come to pigeon pose. Everybody can thank her for that. Good. All right. Flex your foot. Keep that chest nice and lifted, nice and high here. If you want to lean forward, you can. We'll be here for a full minute from right now. Beautiful. Remember to relax your jaw. Don't clench your teeth. Good. 30 more seconds. Halfway there. Great. And we're going to switch sides. So left ankle over right knee. Notice which side is tighter, of course. Flex the foot, chest nice and high. Good. And then 1 minute from this point right now. keeping in mind, if you are going to lean forward, try to keep your chest lifted, the back nice and neutral. Relax the jaw. And halfway there. And bring yourself all the way back up. Very nice. All right. So grab your right leg again. Everybody grab behind your thigh. Okay. So you're kind of creating like a little cradle underneath the thigh. You're going to draw the knee in, roll the shoulders back, keep your chest nice and lifted. Flex your right foot. You can stay here. This could be just enough for you. Or you can start to straighten your right leg and then bend the knee. Okay. So this is, you just do it dynamically. Okay, so this is stretching the back of the leg, but it's also strengthening the front of the leg. In my therapeutic yoga training, we called the quadricep, front of the thigh, the muscles of independence. They keep you having the ability to walk, to go from sit to stand, from stand to sit, from laying in the bed to standing, walking upstairs, etc. Good. One more. And release that down. And then we'll go to the other side. Okay, so grabbing behind that left thigh, flex the left foot, roll the shoulders back, chest up. Because when you straighten that leg, your back wants to round, right? So resist that. And then you're going to straighten the left leg and bend the knee. Good. And one more. And release. All right, so we're going to come up to stand. And stand, trying to think if it's going to be better this way or like this. Probably stand to the right of your chair with your left hand on the back of the chair for support. I'm not really doing this so much as a balance like we do sometimes, but it's more um, like a hip release. Okay. So left leg is your standing leg. And you're just going to lift your right leg and just start to bring it in circles. Okay. Focus. Yes, good. Focus on bringing it back behind you and bringing that knee down so you get the hip flexor stretch also. Perfect. Yes. And then you're going to reverse it and bring it around the other way. And one more. All right. Release that. Come to the other side. We're just going to do the same thing here. All right. So holding the back of the chair with your right hand, right leg is your standing leg, and just start to circle out the left knee, the left leg. Good. Perfect. And then reverse it. Bring it back around other direction. Good. One more. Lovely. Release that. And I was all excited about the hip circles. I forgot to say grab a water, grab a sip of water. So please take a sip of water. All right. Perfect. So we'll come into some sun salutations. All right. If you do have your yoga block, if you do have a yoga block, make sure it's close to your chair that you can easily access it. We'll play with that a little bit um, in chair pose. And if you don't have a yoga block, it's all good. It'll be exactly the same as it always is. All right. So standing in front of the chair, look down, make sure one foot's not further in front of the other. Notice your default. Do you lean forward or back? There's a slight bend in the knees, a tuck down of the tailbone. Belly pulls in as the chest lifts. Let the palms face forward. Notice the opening through the collarbones, the support of the shoulder blades. Just notice how this feels. Good, proper posture. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold from the hip crease. Come to your forward fold. Good. Bend the right knee, twist to the left. The left arm can lift, or you can place it on your left hip. Lovely. Bring it back to center. Come to the other side. Left knee bends, right arm lifts. Beautiful. Back to center. Walk it on back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha. Same thing here. Make sure one foot is not further in front of the other foot. Just be here a moment. If you know your back is rounding, put a little bend in those knees so that you can straighten the back, reach the tailbone back. Good. All right foot's coming forward. Warrior one. Determine your hand positions. If it stays on the chair, you might come to the hips. You might lift the arms. Right? We did do a lot of shoulder opening today. If you want to do your little Charlie's Angels with the hands, you're welcome to do that if you feel open enough for it. Awesome. Take the hands back down. Place your feet back in downward facing dog. There's something particular in down dog you enjoy doing, whether it's walking your dog, swinging your hips a little side to side. You can do that, or you can just simply stay still and work on your alignment. And left leg's coming forward, warrior one pose. And just determine where you want your hands. Left knee's bent. Doing a great job of pressing back through the right leg, down through the right foot. Finding your breath, finding your strength. And releasing those arms back down, coming into your forward fold. All right, if you want to take a chair pose, you can do that now, or you can stay in forward fold. If you have a block, you'll grab your block, place it in between your inner thighs, just above the knee. If you don't have a block, it's all good. I don't either today. Lift your toes, bring your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, come into your chair pose. Squeeze your imaginary block between your legs or your real block. Another way you can do that if you don't have one with you right now is to draw the heels towards each other, right? So feel the heels, even though they're not physically moving, right? You're pulling the heels towards the middle, and you should feel those inner thighs grip a lot when you do that. Regardless of where you are, everybody rise and shine. You can keep that block in between the legs for now. Exhale, take it to the heart. Good. Place your hands by your sides, palms facing forward, coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Squeeze the imaginary block, right? Just like you were in chair pose. Draw the heels towards one another and then press the little toe mound down. So it's like you're creating force diagonally across the foot. So the heels draw in, little toe mounds press down. Breathe here. Close your eyes just for a moment. Feel the strength of the legs. Good. Inhale, rise and shine. Arms reach above the head. And exhale, fold from the hip crease. Forward fold. You have that block, you can remove it, place it down. Bend your right knee, lift your left arm, twist. Good. Bring it back to center. Bend the left knee, lift the right arm, twist. Awesome. Bring it back to center. And walk yourself back out of Mukha, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to step forward with the right foot, but we're coming into warrior two pose this time. So right foot's going to come forward. Your left heel is going to drop back, and the toes are going to point towards the long edge of your mat. You're going to lift up. All right, so remember warrior two, the positioning of the feet is if there were a line coming out the front, middle of the front heel, it should go through the middle of the back arch. Warrior one, it's different. Your feet are more on railroad tracks. Breathe here, reach through the fingers. If the arms are tired, place your hands on your hips. Good. Go ahead and place your right hand onto the seat of the chair. Take your left hand onto your left hip. Roll the shoulder back, just like we did seated earlier. Roll the left ribs back. Okay. Now straighten your right leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose. The right leg is straight, but the knee is not locked. A little micro bend there. You want to reach your left arm up and out, you can do so. You want to keep it on the hip, that's fine too. Maybe you want a little more challenge, and you press your feet down a lot. Press them down a lot. Feel how there's lightness in the upper body. Maybe you come to the fingertips of the right hand so that you're not pressing so much weight into the right hand, but it's your legs that are lifting you. Beautiful. Go ahead and bend your right knee again. Reach your left arm up, maybe over. This is side angle. Awesome. Take that left hand down. Come back to downward facing dog. Yeah, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, of course. So left leg's coming forward, warrior two pose. You're dropping your right heel back. Your right toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat. If you were to draw a line between the middle of the front heel, it should go to the middle of the back arch. Arms lift. Warrior two. Find the breath. Great. Go ahead and place your left hand onto the seat of the chair. Put your right hand on your hip. Get the alignment first. Don't lean forward with that right shoulder. Instead, pull the right shoulder back, pull the right ribs back, and then begin to straighten your left leg. Inner thigh stretch. Okay. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Nice deep breaths here. Remember a little micro bend in the left knee. You want to reach your right arm up, you can. For many people, this is enough. Okay, if you want more challenge, more strength, press down a lot with the feet. Like press your feet down into the floor and feel how that strengthens your legs. And then it gives the upper body some freedom, some lightness. Okay. Maybe you press them down so much you come onto the fingertips of the left hand and you just barely place the left hand in the chair. So you start to grip more of the musculature of your body. Good. Go ahead and bend your left knee, coming into side angle pose here. You can reach your right arm up. You can reach it over if you like. Good. Go ahead and take that right hand onto the seat of the chair and bring yourself into a forward fold. Take your feet as wide as your mat and actually step back just a little bit. As long as you tend to not get dizzy when your head is down, if you do get dizzy, then you're going to come to your forearms and just kind of give yourself a relaxing forward fold here. Otherwise, you're going to let yourself hang. You might clasp your elbows, right? Almost like you're crossing your arms, but you're inverted. Some people like to stay static. Some people like to bend one knee at a time and just let themselves kind of sway side to side. That can feel good on your back. You know your back is kind of tight. I personally, I like to stay still and I like to sigh. Like we did earlier, we were sitting down. You sigh and you feel where does my spine release? Like where is that tension leaving my body with the sigh? Good. You're in that full forward fold. Place your hands onto the seat of the chair. Start to roll yourself just kind of halfway up and bring your feet back hip distance apart, a little bit closer to the chair, making your way into chair pose. Unless you want to stay in forward fold longer, you can. This will be the last chair pose. You want to use a block, place that block in between the thighs, bend the knee, drop the hips, reach those arms out in front. So, block or not, pretend it's imaginary, squeeze that imaginary block, draw the heels together towards one another, even though they don't physically move. Pull the low belly in, drop the tailbone. See if you can drop a little bit lower with the hips, even just an inch. Squeeze that imaginary block, right? The legs have to be super duper strong in chair pose. Good. Inhale, rise and shine. Reach those arms all the way up above the head. Exhale, take it to the heart. Very nice. Come into your last standing Tadasana, mountain pose. Let the eyes close as you get your alignment. Palms forward. You lift the toes. Let the weight shift a little bit more into the heels. Not much. You can really feel it when the eyes are closed. Right? Chest lifts. Now try to find that space that's between the shoulder and the neck. Okay. I think you call it like your traps. Put that space right in between the neck and the shoulder. I want you to be aware of that. And when you breathe out, let it relax and let it drop down just a little. And maybe do that a couple times. Just breathe out, let that part, that muscle, let it relax. And then feel your head lifting up towards the sky just a little bit. Essentially, your neck starts to feel more elongated. Notice the effects of practice, of the movement, of the twisting and the folding, the breathing, and the ability to be present. Some release everything. Let the eyes start to flutter back open. And make your way to a relaxing place. So we'll do a little relaxation. Grab a water if you need it, by all means. A sip. If you're getting yourself set up to relax, make sure that your temperature feels okay. If you need a blanket, grab one. Make sure that your body is comfortable. And once you have your position set and you feel like you're settled, take 3 cleansing breaths. So 3 times, breathing in through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. And then start to feel the breath moving in and out through the nose. Begin to make the in breath a little bit shorter than the out breath. And you do that by elongating the duration of the exhale, not by shortening any more time of the inhale. Some people can do this by feeling it. Some people can do this by counting the length of the breath. Use whichever technique is better for you. Now, also begin to incorporate a gentle pause at the top of the inhale so that you breathe in fully and then you pause and then you breathe out fully. And that exhale again is longer than the inhale. As you continue to repeat this breath, start to notice how you can feel the knots and the tension just kind of melting away. If there's a particular place of discomfort, you can imagine breathing a white, bright light into that space on the inhale. And as you pause, see that bright light moving throughout that space, opening it up, untying all the little knots. And then when you breathe out, longer and slower than the inhale, you can imagine that there's pieces of darkness leaving the body as you breathe it out. And you just repeat that, breathing it in, this beautiful, bright white light, inviting in positivity, healing, and peace. And pausing that breath and letting that light and that healing move throughout the space, opening it up. And as you breathe out slower and longer, seeing it as darkness leaving the body. So you bring in light and you release dark. You might find that your mind perhaps wanders away from the technique in which you are practicing. When that happens, you simply bring it back to the breath, back to the inhale and the pause and the long, slow exhale. Remind yourself that you are amazing, that you are loving, that you are a warrior, and that you are loved. If you'd like to stay in this space and just continue to rest, to practice, you may do that. I will end the class for you. If you do choose to come back, or when you do choose to return, you do so by wiggling the fingers and the toes and just stretching in ways that feel good for you. I appreciate you joining me today. I'm grateful that you filled your cup. You know you always fill mine. I'm grateful for you. And I end by saying peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful intentions. Namaste.